Hi, I'm Alexis Williams, Chief Brand Officer for North America at Stagwell, coming to you live from the CES convention floor in beautiful Las Vegas. It's the first time back since COVID in 2020, and we are so excited to be here. Today, I'm joined by Brad Bosserman, Chief Revenue Officer for The Grid, an upstart news publication that's turning one in just a week. Isn't that right?
That's right. Next week is our big one-year anniversary.
Well, congratulations on that. So why are you at CES? Tell us a little bit about what brought you here.
Sure. So Grid is a new news and information platform that is really designed to create a more complete and interconnected news experience for our consumers. And a big part of that is having collaboration and interconnectedness at the center of everything that we do. And CES is really an amazing place to meet with a lot of our clients and partners, to get inspired about seeing what's next, and to really cover a lot of the biggest trends that are happening around energy, mobility, finance, health, and really be able to try and connect those dots for our audience. So we have editorial folks here, as well as meeting with a lot of our business partners.
That's awesome. And so flashback to a year ago when The Grid was started. Tell us about sort of the gap you saw in the news media landscape and how The Grid fills that now.
Yeah, so when we looked out at the landscape, we see the biggest issues that people are reading about behind the headlines, whether it's something about climate change and the energy transition, whether it's about the war in Ukraine, whether it's about really any policy or political or public health issue. And none of those things actually exist in silos. The fact is that those are all overlapping issues. They are energy stories and technology stories and health stories all at the same time. And yet nearly every newsroom is structured in verticals. You have economic reporters writing economic stories for economic editors, and the same for tech, et cetera. And being here, walking the floor at CES is a great example of how that's just like doesn't seem like the way that the world is actually structured. The problems we're facing are organized, or the solutions that we're going to achieve them are going to be found. So Grid is really, we launched to organize and build a newsroom that is interconnected, that works collaboratively, so that we can provide, hopefully, a better and more complete perspective on those challenges.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then, you know, one of the things that we've been talking a lot about, and I've seen play out across the floor, is this incredible amount of content that's now being created across all sorts of platforms, all sorts of channels, and then both traditional players of content creation as well as sort of the creator economy that's developing. So when you think about content consumption and the amount of content out there and what readers really are looking for, what differentiates you guys, and why do you think, what do you think the future looks like in terms of consumption and content?
Yeah, it's a great question. And so for us, the place that we're really focused on in the use case is around context. So for us, context is king. We view lots of places can provide breaking news, lots of places can provide a specific perspective, whether it be a political orientation or a particular in-depth look from your industry. Yeah. And what we really are about is how can we help you contextualize what you're reading in a way that is meaningful and actionable. And we think that that is going to help folks be able to cut through a lot of the noise that they're hearing. We're not trying to replace all sorts of different breaking news sources. We're not trying to replace individuals, like to your point about creators and the creator economy, who folks might have a really strong relationship with and that have built up that trust with. We believe that if we build a brand successfully around helping people kind of understand the tidal wave of content, information, and news that they're faced with every day, and that's a place that's going to be increasingly valuable as the media ecosystem gets louder and busier.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you had a chance to walk the floor, look at some of the tech that's around. What's one of the things that stuck out to you the most?
So I'm kind of a car guy, and so I liked a lot of the automotive technology. A lot of the autonomous and robotics is very cool to me, and I actually think that some of the things that are most fascinating to me are actually some of the things that aren't necessarily a shiny object on the floor, but really about things that ways that software and AI and machine learning are being deployed in various ways in different industries, and how that's going to be transformative. And so being able to really talk to the people who are here, who are kind of at the cutting edge of that, has been really cool as well.
Yeah, I'd say definitely a theme of this CES, which is different than CES in the past, is, and I think it's an effect of COVID, it's technology for a purpose. It's not just tech for tech's sake, but how can technology make me healthier, make me smarter, make me more connected, et cetera. So I think that's a big evolution that the show has really gotten right, if I do say so myself.
I totally agree.
Cool. Well, how can people engage with the Grid? What do they need to do to learn more and to read some of your great content?
Sure, we're online at grid.news. We have iOS and Android apps, we have newsletters, we have a podcast called Bad Takes, and we're everywhere on social media that you would find a news site.
Awesome. Well, Brad, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Make sure to check out Grid News, and thank you again for joining us. Take care.